Lucas and I had been dating for about 8 months. He was cute, popular, and his TikTok was blowing up. He was a moto influencer and posted stuff like slow-mo shots of revving his bike, which had gotten him some 50,000 followers and a few small brand deals. Luck loved the attention when people recognized him at gas stations or commented fire emojis under his posts, but lately it had started to get to his head. Then, one day, one of my friends said she saw him at the mall with Haley Parker, this girl who'd been commenting on all his videos, and I freaked out. When I confronted him, Luck insisted that they were just friends and called me out on being insecure and jealous. He even suggested we break up if his social media career was too much for me. So, I decided to slap him with proof. I convinced him to do a couple's truth or dare live at my house. He loved it immediately because it meant content. We set up in my living room with good lighting, arranged snacks, and went live at around 8 on Friday. People flooded in. His followers were mostly commenting about how cute we were together. We started easy, like, what's your favorite thing about each other? Or do your best impression. Everyone was having fun. The chat was going crazy, and Lucas was performing for the camera. Half an hour in, I shifted gears.
Truth or dare?
I asked, playfully. He grinned at the camera. Truth, I've got nothing to hide. The comments exploded with suggestions. I ignored them all.
Did you sleep with Haley Parker last Friday after telling me you were sick?
Lucas's smile froze, and the chat exploded. What the hell, Amber? He said, glancing at the viewer count. 3,000 people were watching him blow up.
It's truth or dare. You picked truth.
I pulled out my phone and hit play. The audio came through clear in his voice. Come back to bed, Haley. We've got time before the dum-dum shows up. Haley had posted it on her private Instagram account, the one she only let a few people follow. One of my friends had screenshots from it and sent me the clip before Haley took it down. Lucas lunged for my phone, but I pulled it away. The comments were losing their minds. This was going viral in real time. You set this up? He hissed.
You cheated on me, Luke.
I said, looking at the camera.
I wanted everyone to know who you really are.
His whole face changed. The charm and all that fake confidence he carried around disappeared. He looked really, really mad. I could see it hit him. We were live. People were watching us. His perfect little image was falling apart right in front of him, but there wasn't much he could do. Amber, turn it off. Give me the phone. He was practically shaking with rage.
No.
Amber, I'm serious.
Yeah? So was I when you said you weren't seeing Haley.
He shoved his chair back so hard it crashed to the floor. You think this is funny? You think ruining me on live is some kind of girl power move?
Lucas, calm down.
I started. Don't tell me to calm down. He was pacing, running his hands through his hair. I'll kill you for this. You hear me? I'll fucking kill you. He lunged toward the counter and grabbed the big butcher knife sitting by the cutting board and turned towards me. My stomach dropped.
Luke.
You ruined my life, Lucas said, walking toward me with the knife raised. You destroyed everything I worked for. I backed away from the camera, heart hammering.
Lucas, put the knife down. Please.
I'll kill you, he screamed. I swear to God, I'll kill you for this. I turned and sprinted toward the door, but he was right behind me. I could hear his footsteps, his breathing, and his voice screaming. The camera was still live and recording everything. 3,000 people were watching me run for my life. I made it to the front door but couldn't unlock it fast enough. Lucas grabbed my shirt and yanked me backward. I screamed. He swung the knife at my face. I slammed my arm up and felt it cut me. I screamed as hot blood ran down my elbow. You destroyed me! He was crying now as he raised the knife and came again. Everything I worked for is gone! They hate me! I grabbed a lamp off the table and swung it at him. It hit his shoulder and he stumbled back. The knife swung wild and caught my side, just below my ribs. Pain exploded through me. Then, the door burst open. My friends crashed through. Tyler tackled Lucas in the side and they both went down. The knife skittered across the floor. Maya jumped on Lucas's back while Jake pinned his arms. Lucas was still screaming and fighting. "Get off me! I'll kill all of you! She ruined everything!" Jake's girlfriend had her phone out. Lucas was thrashing, trying to bite Tyler's arm and kicking at Maya. It took all three to hold him until the police arrived. When the cops got there, Lucas was still screaming threats. They had to cuff him while he yelled about his followers and career. As they dragged him to the patrol car, he looked back at me. "You think this is over?" he shouted. "I'll come for you when I get out. You're dead, Amber. You hear me? You're dead!" The live stream had stayed on the entire time. By morning, it was everywhere. Lucas was charged with assault, terroristic threats, and attempted murder. He took a plea deal. He got 3 years of juvenile detention, but his lawyer made sure I knew that when Lucas turns 18 in 6 months, he'll transfer to an adult prison. And when he gets out in 2.5 years, nothing stops him from finding me. In total, I needed 40 stitches, 23 in my arm, 17 in my side. I deleted all my social media and changed my number. My parents installed security, but none of that makes me feel safe, because I know Lucas meant every word he screamed. Miles and I had this TikTok account where we posted dumb pranks and stupid challenges. It wasn't anything insane, just stuff that got us laughs, a few thousand followers, and occasionally brand deals. But recently, the views had started tanking. We were stuck at 23K, and no matter what we did, the algorithm didn't care. The comments were getting brutal too. Then, one night, Miles texted me, saying he had an idea that was going to break the internet. The next day, he showed up at my place, grinning like he just solved world hunger. "Dude, listen, there's this new trend called #MidnightHide. It's kinda risky, but everyone who's done it blew up." I frowned. What even is that? He explained that we'd have to sneak into some random house at night, hide till morning, film everything, and post it. It sounded stupid and dangerous, but we were 16, and when you're 16 and chasing views, stupid feels like an adventure too. We picked this house at the end of our street. It's been dark for weeks, with newspapers piling up on the porch. We figured the owner was away. We got in through a basement window at around midnight. The house was quiet and smelled like a hospital. "This is perfect," Miles whispered, already filming. "We're gonna blow up." We went upstairs. The kitchen had old takeout containers everywhere. The dishes were stacked in the sink. We started messing around for the camera, ate food from the fridge, and laughed about it. Miles found expensive cologne in the bathroom and sprayed himself, joking about smelling rich for once. Our followers were eating it up. The comments kept coming in. People were saying we were crazy, that we had guts. Then, one comment made us stop. Someone commented about the pile of sheets laying behind us, saying they had weird stains, much like blood. Miles turned his camera toward the living room corner, and true enough, a pile of white sheets was crumpled by the wall. He got closer with his flashlight. The stains were dark red and spread all over. "Dude," Miles whispered, "that's actual blood." My stomach dropped. "We gotta leave, right now." I gulped, but before we could move, we heard a key in the front door as it creaked open. Somebody was home. We froze, listening to the heavy footsteps coming upstairs. Miles grabbed my arm and pointed at the bedroom. I dove into the closet, while Miles hid under the bed. Through the crack in the closet door, I watched some guy walk in. He was maybe 40 and average-looking. He had tattered jeans and a polo on. Nothing about him screamed dangerous, and somehow that made it worse. He went to the corner and pulled back the sheets. What I saw nearly made me scream. It was the corpse of some guy with a gunshot wound to the head. The corpse's eyes were wide open and held terror. The wound was still leaking, but the blood was thick. I put my hand over my mouth. My heart was pounding. We'd broken into a murderer's house, and he was just standing a couple feet away. I panted as the guy grabbed the body by the arms and started dragging it. He was nearly out of the door when, suddenly, he stopped and sniffed the air. He started pacing the room in circles. "I know you're somewhere here, bud." He chuckled. "I can smell you. Come out now. I promise I'll make it quick." He pulled out a gun from under his hoodie. Then he bent down and looked under the bed. "Well, hello there." Miles got out and raised his arms, begging the guy. I won't tell anyone. I promise. We didn't." The gunshot was so loud it hurt. I watched Miles falling dead to the floor. His eyes were still open, blood pooling under his head. I just watched my best friend since the 3rd grade getting murdered. I bit down on my sleeve so hard I tasted blood. I was trying not to scream, breathe, or do anything and get caught. The guy dragged Miles toward the hall, leaving blood smeared on the floor. I thought maybe he'd leave, take both bodies, and go. But he stopped in the doorway one more time. "Wait a minute. Did he say we?" he muttered. He turned back and started checking everywhere, behind the door, the dresser. He was getting closer to the closet. His hand touched the closet door, and he started opening it. I didn't think. I pushed out hard, slamming the door into his face. He stumbled, and I bolted. He shouted at me, then fired twice. The bullets hit the wall, missing my head. I stormed down the stairs, hit the front door, and ran for my life. I didn't stop till I was 3 blocks away. I couldn't breathe. My legs were shaking. Somehow, I called 911. The cops found 2 bodies right where I'd seen them. Shockingly, the first one was the actual owner of that house, David Matthew, who had been missing for 2 weeks. And then there was Miles still lying limp in the doorway, holding his phone, which had recorded everything, including his death. The killer got out the back while I was running. They caught him 3 days later at his mom's house, packing to leave the state. He was David Matthews' business partner. They had some feud over money, and the guy killed him. David was shot dead that same day, in the morning, and later hidden under the piles of bed sheets until his killer figured out how to get rid of it. We walked right into it. Miles's funeral was last week. His mom wouldn't look at me. She knows it wasn't my idea to do the challenge, but I surely was a partner in crime. I deleted TikTok, but I still see Miles every time I close my eyes and see his arm going limp. I still hear that gunshot. The comments on that final video before the cops took it down were the worst. People were saying it was fake. We staged it for views. They didn't believe it was real, even with Miles bleeding out on camera. That's what we wanted, though, right? To go viral and get views. We got it, at the cost of Miles's life. In my junior year, we had this girl, Bianca, who basically ran the whole school. She was stupid pretty. Her parents had money, and she had like 5,000 TikTok followers, so she acted like she was famous or something. Bianca loved making people miserable, and her favorite target was Holly, this straight-A student who always read and never really bothered anyone. That afternoon, after gym, I was getting dressed when I heard Bianca's high-pitched voice echo through the locker room. She had her phone out and was probably live streaming on TikTok.
Guys, you're not going to believe what I found in the showers.
I looked over and saw Holly standing there in just a towel. She was frozen and shaking. Bianca had her phone pointed right at her as the comments rolled in. Nearly all of them were mean stuff about how Holly looked, her body, everything.
Look at this,
Bianca said, circling Holly with her phone.
This is what happens when you're too busy being a nerd to care about how you look.
Holly's face was bright red. She was trying to hold her towel tighter and make herself smaller. Tears were streaming down her face, but that didn't stop Bianca. Suddenly, she reached out and tried to yank the towel away. Holly screamed and somehow managed to pull it back with all of her strength. Bianca continued humiliating her like she always did. I don't know what came over me. I'd watched Bianca terrorize people for years and never said anything because I didn't want to be next. But watching Holly standing there sobbing while hundreds of people mocked her, something snapped.
Enough,
I said, stepping between them. Bianca turned the camera toward me.
Look, everyone! Another loser here to defend the freak.
I stared at Bianca.
You need to stop. Or what?
She stepped closer, phone still recording.
You're gonna cry like this nerdy.
I was done.
Your dad's been cheating on your mom for 2 years.
I said, loud enough for the stream to hear.
That's why she filed for divorce and moved to her sister's place last month, leaving you behind.
Bianca's smile faltered.
Shut up! And that nose? You got it done last summer. I saw the before pictures your cousin posted. You paid a surgeon to fix what you hated about yourself. And now you tear other people apart for being authentic.
The locker room went silent, except for the live stream comments going insane.
I said shut up!
Bianca's voice cracked.
You're cruel because you're miserable. You destroy people because you hate yourself.
Her whole face transformed. The fake sweetness vanished and she was replaced by rage. She slapped me across the face so hard my vision blurred. The crack echoed through the locker room.
You think you're better than me?
She screamed.
You and your broke father who can barely afford rent.
She reached into an open locker and grabbed scissors, the kind from art class with long, sharp blades. She held them up to the camera. Her eyes were glowing like a wolf.
Let's see how you look bald on TikTok.
She grabbed my hair with her free hand and raised the scissors. That's when Holly screamed like a wounded animal and lunged at Bianca from behind. She shoved Bianca hard. Bianca stumbled, and the scissors clattered to the floor. What happened next happened in seconds. Holly bent down, grabbed the scissors, and charged at Bianca. Bianca tried to run, but Holly was faster.
Holly, don't.
I tried intervening, but she wasn't listening. She caught her near the showers and drove the scissors right into Bianca's eye. The screaming was horrible, mingled with the sound of metal going into flesh. The live stream was still going, capturing everything. Blood poured down Bianca's face as she collapsed. But Holly didn't stop. She stabbed again and again at Bianca's neck, chest, and anywhere she could reach. Blood was everywhere, spraying across the tiles, pooling on the floor, splattered on the shower curtains. Holly was laughing like she had tasted victory while I screamed for help. Holly was still laughing when the police came, covered in blood, holding those scissors. They had to tackle her to get them away. She fought them the whole time, laughing and screaming and trying to get back to Bianca's body. The trial was brutal. Holly's lawyers argued temporary insanity from sustained psychological torture. The prosecution showed the TikTok live stream, all 13 minutes from Bianca's cruelty to Holly's attack. The comments were evidence too, thousands of people who'd participated in tormenting Holly. Holly was declared mentally unfit to stand trial. She's in a psychiatric facility now. The doctors say she had a complete psychotic break. I still go to the same school, but it's different. They banned phones in locker rooms, started anti-bullying programs, and brought in counselors. Bianca's parents tried to sue everyone. The lawsuits were dismissed. Every friendship day, I get a card from Holly with nearly identical message.
You're the only friend who stood up. Thank you, Evie.
Sometimes she draws flowers. Sometimes there are stains that might be tears. I visited her once. Holly seemed calm, medicated, but peaceful, until I mentioned Bianca's name. Then her eyes went distant, and that laugh started again. I don't think Holly regrets anything, but I can't stop thinking about that day. About Bianca's face when Holly came at her. The live stream is still out there somewhere. People downloaded it before it got taken down. I've seen it on gore sites and conspiracy forums. People are analyzing the footage, debating if it's real. Some use Bianca's death as entertainment. Just like she used Holly's humiliation to entertain herself. I still wake up screaming for help at night. My therapist says I witnessed a traumatic event and need to process it. But how do you process watching one person destroy another so completely that murder became the only option? Every friendship day, I get that card, and every time, I wonder if Holly knows what she did to me that day, if she understands that I see her standing over Bianca's body every time I close my eyes, if she knows that I'm trapped in that locker room too, just in a different way.